everyone, thanks for tuning to Sin's Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today we are going to be reviewing The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. This is a really trippy book. This was my book club pick for the Read with Sin's Workshop book club. And it was just so trippy. So June discovers that the women in her family have the ability to kind of travel back in time with the help of a locket. And they do this because somewhere along the line, and this part isn't really clear and it's not really explained, they were kind of cursed to live dual timelines in a way. And anytime that they see a door, if they walk through the door holding the timepiece, they travel back to whatever date is set on that timepiece. June has no idea about this. She finds out after her grandmother's dead. She gets a letter that says, "Trust me." And then everything is kind of just unloaded on her while she's grieving for the loss of her only family member. And for her, she thinks it's more of, she thinks she's losing her mind. She thinks she's seeing hallucinations. She thinks she's just going crazy. But actually, no, her mind is in two places at once. And it's so trippy. It's like a loop. It reminded me a lot of, paradox-wise, of Bill and Ted. 'Cause it's like, well, if he had never done that, like the loop, you know, it just makes you think of the loop. It's just like, well, that couldn't have happened without that, but that couldn't have happened without that. So what came, you know, it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? And it's so trippy. It reminded me a lot of Bill and Ted's, not humor-wise, just, you know, plot-wise. And it also reminded me of the lake house, in a sense. It really did have that atmosphere of the lake house. I really enjoyed it. Because I actually do love that movie a lot. But it was really wild. And it moves both fast and not fast at the same time, if that makes sense, which I'm certain it doesn't. It's like a paradox in itself. The story is very concise. It's very to the point. It's very much creating this mystery. It's creating this story about June and Eamon and their daughter and Annie, and, you know, her family that she meets when she goes back to 1951 from 2003. Mind you, she goes a year early. So there's a version of her that goes in 2024 and goes 5 years before the time she arrives and, you know, has a frickin' family. And it's just wild. It's wild how the whole story just, like, not falls apart, but just opens up for the reader. And I was blown away. I was really blown away. I was just like, oh my god. It made my head hurt. I won't lie. It did make my head hurt a little bit, but only because I'm one of those people who fixates on paradoxes. And I'm like, but wait. But I was really engrossed in the story. I mean, I freak out about the Lake House too, and Bill and Ted's. I'm like, but wait. Paradoxes. They really trip me up sometimes. They really, truly do. But I liked how concise and to the point it was. I loved the atmosphere and the way Young really does focus on building up this atmosphere. You know, she says so much with very little. And there's a lot of rising tension. So the story itself, it feels very... See, I don't want to say it feels slow, because it doesn't feel slow. But I guess steady. It feels very steady, with that rising tension and the numerous plot twists, because there are a ton. And every single time paradox and everything that's kind of just thrown at June is just like mind-blowing, and it just keeps you engaged as a reader. I was thoroughly engaged from beginning to end, and I really, really enjoyed it. It kind of blew my mind a little bit, and I liked that. It definitely wasn't what I was expecting, so it did take me by surprise, but again, I like that. I like when a book takes me by surprise. It was trippy, man. It was trippy, it was wild, it was just like, whoa. So glad I was able to read this for my book club. so glad. It was just so engaging and engrossing and just like mind, just mind blowing. Honestly, just mind blowing. So I will of course include links in the description on where you can purchase the book if you so desire. On that note, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book loving friends. Thanks again for tuning in, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.